In Boston, there lives a monster. There's a place called the Commons that's anything but, and a river that flows with the currents of history. But take a closer look at what once was, and bear witness to what is the life force of this capital city. Welcome to Beantown, baby.
Something's happening, something's up. They got a call, and we gotta run. What happened? Do we know?
We have a mobile alarm. It's basically an alarm system's going off.
Get it? Exciting. This is that.
Right by the piece.
Okay. I smell the smoke. You can see it actually coming out of that window right there. So there's a fire. These guys are extremely brave. All I can see is a little bit of smoke, and I'm like, They're trained to go in there to face what's happening and make it better, but that's scary. Woo! Look at the smoke. Dang! This is nuts! I've never been this close to anything quite like this.
Chief, I shut the power off the apartment 30 and 31. We're trying to isolate the water just to those units.
We were the first ones here. I mean, this is trippy. I wasn't expecting to actually get a call like this and to be in the action.
When I found you on the second floor, you were in your kitchen kind of doubled over. So we just got to get you checked out, okay?
This was unbelievable. Wow. Very humbling.
The term BFD stands for many things. Here in Beantown, it's only synonymous with one, being first in the nation. The Boston Fire Department dates back to 1631, and while asking any one of them,
do you guys consider yourselves heroes?
Comes with the same selfless answer.
No, it's part of the job.
It's hard not to view these brave men and women as anything but, as they willingly run toward danger while everyone else is fleeing from it. On a fall Friday in the Jamaica Plains-based firehouse, Joe Maisley, Chris Creighton, Richie Densmore, Jorge Rojas, Fritz Jaquette, Steve Atkins, Paul O'Brien, and Sam Dillon of Engine 28 and Tower Ladder 10 tend to their station while the adrenaline of first responding still courses through their veins.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Good job, guys.
And every day, at every firehouse, not just here in Boston, but across the states, the shift begins in the same fashion.
Well, basically, every morning, around 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's considered housework. Some people are assigned certain positions. So I'm deciding to drive today.
Okay.
I'm going to come into this
Yes.
Tower 10 and let you get in and start,
Oh
start
my
it up.
goodness. I'm going to start it up the truck?
Yes. Then hit this button here for the engine.
Oh,
Now you can press the start button.
Press
it, hold it. That's the air horn. Not that one, not that one.
Oh my God.
Just press that, the start engine button.
With the ladder fired up and anchored firmly, it's time to climb.
All right, should we raise this bucket?
Just raise it up. Pull the trigger, ease it back.
Ooh. How high does it go?
This is 995.
You sit up here and have lunch sometimes?
Now we're going to extend it.
Ooh.
Very sensitive.
But what goes up must also come down.
So typically we make up our time in the firehouse.
Yeah.
So we want to get it in our gear downstairs on the truck quickly. We don't want to be speeding to calls in the truck.
Yeah.
It's too heavy and too dangerous. So this is where we make up our time.
Yeah!
That's what we do when we come down. Everybody dances.
Yeah?
And here is the jaws of life.
Wow! I mean, yeah, that made it look like it was a stick of butter.
Right?
Butter.
And speaking of food, while it's customary that dinner be cooked in-house, lunch means venturing back out into the very communities these firefighters protect.
So this place up here, it's a little burrito place. It's my favorite lunch spot.
So today, was that exciting for you? Because it was very exciting for me, but are you used to it?
It's casual business, but I mean, it is exciting. Your heart's racing. You're trying to get your job done.
You're trained for the job. Yeah, you're ready. And you get to rely on your brothers and the people that...
The team. You know, everyone has their job, you know.
I feel it, man. You got to have each other's backs for real in this job. Being a Boston firefighter, I mean, what does that mean to you?
everybody knows us, you know, and they see us in like a very, very high light.
And that's some elite status, yeah.
You know, so it's definitely pride, definitely pride.
And thanks for letting me join you guys today. That was quite something.
And literally mid-bite, another emergency call comes in.
So it's an alarm call?
Yep.
Okay.
What's a trip to Boston without grabbing a bite? There's certainly plenty of amazing eats to choose from, and it's cooks like Top Chef alum Tiffany Faison that are continuing to elevate the already exploding culinary community here in Beantown with her newest restaurant, Tiger Mama.
Behind, guys. Come in behind.
Inspired by her trips to Southeast Asia, this culinary concept fuses Thai, Filipino, and Malaysian flavors that are front and center in dishes like the crispy chili potatoes.
That's on another level.
The Singapore street noodles. The fall squash curry.
This is unbelievable.
And the not to be overlooked pad gras pao.
Yes.
And while the Tiger Mama menu is not to be missed, the family meal that's served up before dinner service goes down is a delicious glimpse behind the culinary curtain.
The name family meal to me is about bringing everybody together. It's sitting down and just like having a moment before we go into all work phase that's just really convivial and really kind and takes a moment with each other.
And on the family meal menu tonight, meatballs with rigatoni, a Caesar salad, and the obligatory cheesy garlic bread.
So we're gonna start with the garlic, a hand of rosemary, a little bit of honey. This just adds a little bit of sweetness to it, yeah. So does the food for family meals reflect Boston? It has a lot to do with the person that's making it. We allow it to be really personal. And does it switch up every week? Every day. Encourage people to do things that are special to them. Yeah. So if someone's feeling they want it to be really like Boston-based, they can totally do it. You're heavy-handed with the parm, I like it. You have a job here.
Yeah. And with the bread baking, bring on the meat. And all the bad ball jokes you can handle.
Let's make this a little bit smaller. Tight balls.
Tight balls, right.
Sorry, it's my first time. It's okay. I'm gonna leave that alone. From now, we're gonna make our sauce and get our pasta ready to go, and then we're pretty much there. Pretty much ready to go. All right. So tell me how the name Tiger Mama came. You know, it's me in a lot of ways. Like, I want a lot from the people that work for us. I want them to learn a lot. I want a lot for their lives. So you a tough Tiger Mama? I can be. People are always like asking my wife and I if we're gonna have kids, and I'm like, we have 120 of them. I'm like, what do you mean are we gonna have kids? And hints about the family meal. It really brings you guys all together. It does bring us together. It reaffirms that idea of family.
When the bread's fully baked, the balls are fully cooked, and the pasta's perfectly al dente. The restaurant staff assemble.
Guys, grab food. I'm gonna go for an extra ball. So this is family meal. This is my first time. This is your first family meal? My first family meal. Welcome. Yeah. It's like Thanksgiving every day. I love it. Yeah. Unless it's not.
Yeah, it's like soup or food.
Is Tiffany like the matriarch here?
She's the Tiger Mama.
She is the Tiger Mama.
We look to her for guidance, and she sort of sets the tone that we follow.
She taught me how to make some tight balls tonight. How you guys liking that? What is family in Boston? The greater sense of family in Boston has a lot to do with who we are as a city. And I think we saw a moment, like honestly, after 2013, after the bombing, so we had it sort of melded an identity of who we are as Bostonians. And I think the overarching theme, if I had to put one to it, is that we have each other's backs.
And with a family chant,
when I say team, you say Tiger. Team!
Tiger!
Team!
Tiger!
Team! Tiger!
prep for service begins.
Woo! Hey, let's go. Get to work.
Oh,
okay, let's go.
I was enjoying that meatball.
Oh God! Little Moroccan. Hey.
I want you to say, Berto, fire a set.
Berto, fire a set. Berto. I gotta take a breather. Okay. Do we double hand it? You can. Yeah. I mean, it's getting hot here. You might want to loosen up your buttons. Oh, she did. There's a lot going on here. I mean, the restaurant's buzzing, and the people back here are very focused, but they know what they're doing. They're in there.
Pardon me?
When you work the line in hot, close quarters, you can't help but feel the love from those around you. and I can't help but feel like I was destined for the front of house.
We call this the tiger duck.
Wow! It's amazing. I've never had anything like that. I've never had anything like a lot of these dishes.
We wanted something that really was unabashed with these flavors. It was pushing, it was spicy. If we say things are spicy, we mean it.
Yeah.
If we say things are sour and dynamic and unctuous, we mean it. It's been a lot of fun.
It's amazing. The food is absolutely amazing.
Thank
I don't
you.
even know what else to say. Like, it's so delicious. It's unbelievable.
We'll take it.
Somerville is just as much a part of Boston as the cream pie that bears the city's name. And recently, this municipality has gone through some major revitalization shifts, transforming itself into the artisanal center of the surrounding metropolis. And the Boston cream pie? Well, it's the same staple it's always been since its creation in 1856. Except here at Union Square Donuts, this historic cake is being reimagined as the most delicious piece of fried dough you've ever tasted.
Time to make the donut.
Ask any pastry chef the secret to their success, and they'll tell you it all starts with the dough. And 20-year veteran Heather Schmidt is no exception.
So what kind of dough is this?
So this is based off of a brioche dough. It just creates this beautiful, light, fluffy, rich, delicious dough.
Ooh, it's thick and gooey, and I like it. And so why donuts?
My dad would get donuts every Sunday. He'd get the old-fashioned, he'd get the Boston cream, and
Aww.
it was a ritual for us.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring donuts to the community that were reminiscent of that. Handmade, using the best ingredients that really brought people back to the nostalgia of it all.
It seems like there's a lot of love in this dough.
And a whole lot of something else.
So how many sticks of butter do you think is in one of these?
Well, I'd have to do the math in my head.
Yeah?
Pounds, probably about 12 pounds of butter. Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff.
So it makes it delicious.
Our finished dough is scooped out, portioned up, shaped round, left to rest, and then
Pum, 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 pum. It smells like fried dough, and I like it.
There's really nothing better.
There isn't.
We fry them for a minute on each side.
I'm getting this down, Heather.
You are. That's perfect.
You got to even out the tan. So it's Boston cream donut time. Is it Boston cream pie donut or Boston cream donut?
Well, we call it a Boston cream. We don't stick the pie on the end of it.
But this is the best Boston cream donut I've heard.
Zagat named our donut the official state donut of Massachusetts.
It's pretty awesome for sure.
And what makes it all the more awesome is the cream filling, a combination of fresh vanilla bean, local milk, and a few other things we cannot speak of.
Squeeze. Do you feel it getting full?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, oh God. I got nervous.
Finally, a dip in rich, gooey, dark Belgian chocolate glaze.
And there we have it, the Boston cream donut.
Why do you think it's so popular?
Because it's so classic. You have all of these delicious flavors and textures melded together. This delicious creamy filling and this rich chocolatey glaze. You can't go wrong.
Heather, you make me happy.
And what better to pair a freshly fried piece of heaven than with another Boston classic?
All right, ladies, I have a question for you. How do you make cider hard?
The brainchild of Dana Master Polo and her partner Michelle De Silva, Beantown cider is blowing up here in Beantown.
Michelle grew up making wine with her family, so she had a head start. Cider is actually low alcohol wine. Being in New England, we have access to a lot of apples.
Is this thing filled with apples?
6,400 gallons.
What? Thank you, Boston.
And so we decided to make some at home and realized what we were making was pretty good, and we just decided to go for it.
They're attaching the hose to get some juice.
You want to get in here?
Boston has kind of got a history for distilling, fermenting, and that whole process. Does it make you excited to be a part of that tradition?
Absolutely. Back when the colonists were here, they couldn't drink water because it wasn't necessarily safe. So they used to drink cider, hard cider, and then they would even dilute it down and give it to the kids because it was a safe beverage to drink.
I love it. I love it.
Once these tanks are filled to the brim with the freshest soft cider, we add yeast to this apple slurry to get it stiff.
Smells yeasty. Well, I love too that you two females are kicking butt together because I'm always about a little bit of girl power. Yeah, I'm excited to try this cider.
But before we get to sample the goods, there's a bit more work that needs to be done.
Oh, they're coming at me. Oh, shnikes. Ah, drop two. Slippery little suckers, huh? Snapping these babies on. Yes, siree. They just keep coming at me. There's so much pressure. I feel stressed. All right, stop. That's good. Whew, making hard cider is hard work, but drinking is a good time.
As night falls on Somerville, Bantam's Cidery is transformed into Bantam's Tap Room. And with 8 different varieties of cider on tap, visitors can sample everything from Bantam's greatest hits.
You're drinking Wonderkin, which is our flagship.
This is the original.
This one is made with a sparkling wine yeast and orange blossom honey. It has this really crisp, fresh taste to it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a crowd favorite.
To their latest experiments.
We have a wild one. We don't pitch any commercial yeast. It's just using whatever wild yeast is actually on the apples.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you get some nice funk there.
Yeah, wow, that is a different taste. That is a wild funk.
We'll picture that with a really creamy cheese.
With a funky cheese. Cheers to you guys.
Thanks.
Because you're doing some awesome stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. And I feel like drinking people, you don't drink people. You shouldn't drink people. Let's do that again. Let's cheers.
Capoeira que veio da Bahia, cidade de São Salvador. Hoje eu mando abraço pra ela e lhe digo, meu amor, estou morrendo de saudade.
Boston is as beautiful as it is diverse, and its flourishing Brazilian population brings with it cuisine, culture, and capoeira.
Capoeira é uma arte, uma mistura de dança e luta, que ela nasceu em terras brasileiras por escravos africanos e que poderia usar isso em defesa da liberdade dele.
And why do you think it still continues today?
Capoeira é um nome, mas capoeira é arte, cultura, dança, defesa pessoal, história. E as pessoas se apaixonam por tudo isso.
For that, people fall in love with it.
Beijo. Ginga.
Mestre Chuvisco started learning the martial arts dance movements of capoeira at the tender age of 8 and has been perfecting them for nearly 50 years. And while it may take a lifetime to master, like anything else, it all starts by learning to take the first step and looking the part.
Is this a little capoeira couture?
Yes.
You feeling this vibe? Is that how you twerk it? Capoeira?
Yes, why not?
Under the tutelage of Mestre Chuvisco's son Tutu, who's been playing capoeira since he was 2, class commences with a run.
Am I following you?
Yep.
A stretch.
Let me do the splits right now? Oh God. I used to be able to go all the way down.
A warming of the vocal cords.
Cachoeira, 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 come on. Boy, cachoeira.
Hey!
Woo. And finally, into the Portuguese.
Ginga is the stance. This is called bass. All we're gonna do now is just switch arms. So now your right leg goes back.
Should we go to the rhythm?
Exactly, you're following the rhythm now. So now, this is a ponteira.
Ponteira.
Ponteira translates to pointers. This is a kick. A straight attack. 1, 2, and back. Elbow, you always want to keep it up. So when you hear, yeah.
Ah, to protect.
Exactly. This one is called meia lua de frente. Repeat, meia lua.
Meia lua
de frente.
De frente.
Which translates to forward half moon. So you're creating an arc with your legs. So you're going from here and back. Exactly.
And just when you think you've got your capoeira legs nailed firmly to the ground.
Oh, sorry.
Nope, no worries. One. Again. 2. Again. Again.
So dizzy. I like it though.
Slow, slow. Everybody together.
I can see the martial arts and the dance combination.
After having a wax-on, wax-off Mr. Miyagi moment, a Hoda, where two capoeiristas enter a circle and exchange a flurry of escapes, sweeps, takedowns, and gymnastics, forms front and center.
And you're gonna be the first one to go. Yes.
Whether you're a capoeira master fluent in the beauty of these martial arts, or a novice with no experience whatsoever, Mestre Chuvisco, his son Tutu, and their extended family of capoeiristas have extended these Brazilian movements right here in Boston.
Everyone that gets their first chord gets a nickname. In capoeira, so for example, in the capoeira world, you'll be known as Dengosa.
Dengosa.
Dengosa. Dengosa translates to sweet, very attentive, and caring.
Dengosa.
Yes.
Boston is proud. Boston is historic. It's communal. It's cultural. But best of all, Boston's got your back.